Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. Today we have a new episode. Finally we have a new episode. I know it's been a while, but because summer holidays, we all need some breaks, so let's just start with the new video. We've seen the preview and now we start with the unboxing. Here are some of my sizes. You can pause the video where you need. Of course, you can always ask me about sizes if you need. In general, the answer is in your hands, but I can give you some guidance to know how to appreciate which size is better for you if needed. Here we can see the silhouette of these sneakers. I like it. I think it looks pretty okay. As we've seen at the beginning of this video, I added the prices there. They are a bit cheaper than Ultraboost, and let's see if they worth the price and how they are in general. In the shot we can see the front end of the toe box. Seems to be reinforced. We can see that it has a transparent layer which will add some extra protection for our toes. On this midsole we can see that we have boost material, which is the most important I think, and the second one, which is different kind of foam. They both feel soft. Only the second one, I think it might not be as responsive as Boost is. If you are wondering how soft they are, I will describe them very similar to the Ultraboost 20, which for me so far was the benchmark in Ultraboost as softness. Here I'm trying to show those pieces of plastic which are part of the torsion system. I'm expecting to have very good cushioning these sneakers, and like I said before, yeah, they feel pretty good considering the price that they have, obviously. In the shop we can see the tongue. It might be the only thing that so far I don't like it very much, because it has a weird shape, to be honest, and a bit downsized in comparison with the rest of the sneaker. And here we have the sole. Again, I don't like it very much because it's too thin and it has too many open spaces for that boost material. And as you can tell, the thickness is almost ridiculous. It's way too thin. At least 1 or 2 millimeters. It would have been nice to have more. I mean, I understand that the prices went up and they need to make some cuts every now and then, but if you do it on the sole, you just lose quality for that sneaker. I mean, I prefer to pay 15-20 euros dollars more and have a decent amount of wear from them, because with 2 or 2.5 millimeters that they have right now, that is way too thin. It's just not a good value for money, you know. I'm not really sure how much is this important, this torsion system. I mean, I can prefer to not have that and have a thicker sole. I don't know if it's just me or many of you feel the same way like me. I know that there are many brands that they are doing these things. I hope that Adidas won't take this road in the future with all the products. I've seen this issue in Nike in the past, and now Adidas, it does the same, you know. And I know that some of you will ask how much importance has this 1 or 2 millimeters that they don't add on the sneakers. And we need to think on the big scale, because they are making maybe even millions of sneakers every year, and those are big numbers of money there. So this is justified? No, of course not. It's up to us to choose if we want to pay the money that we pay for the products. If we don't like the product, we don't pay it. Nobody forces us. So basically they are selling same sneakers with less resistance in time for the same price. Remember, it's not Fool the one that asks the price, it's the one that he pays it. So if you are wondering what can we do, well, we have to make ourselves heard. Say something about this if you are not okay with that. Because we will end up having the same thing like we have with the eggs. Yeah, the eggs. You know, small, medium, large, and so on. So why the analogy? Well, I will tell you why. I wouldn't be surprised if in the future I will see the same sneaker in a basic version or premium version, which basically is the same sneaker but with worse or better materials. Maybe it will never happen, but I wouldn't be that surprised if it does. So back to the sneakers. How is this footbed? Well, this footbed is hard. It has this thick layer of nylon, which makes them harder for our feet. Under, that foam is soft, but because of this layer, you lose that comfort. In this shot, we can see the internal label. These ones are made in Indonesia. This is not a good or bad thing, it's just a detail. Here we can see the right foot because we want to see if the quality is consistent in both of them. To be honest, I didn't find any issues on this pair. Here we can see the exterior labels that they have these sneakers. You can pause the video if you need. Again, on this shot we can see a bit better the thickness of the sole compared with my finger. It does remind me of Nike Invincible Zoom X, which also had the sole very thin. I like it, the sole on those sneakers, the shape and texture, but I didn't like it, the thickness. It's way too thin and it won't last too much. In the shot we can see the interior. They have a little bit too much padding in my opinion. There is a place where you can cut the cost if you want, Adidas. And checking this padding, I noticed something strange. Some of it is outside, so really I don't understand why it's there. That is a perfect waste right there. You add that padding outside, why? Put those grams in rubber and make this way a decent sneaker, you know. We keep saying we want to be sustainable. Well, let's just be then ecological, right? This for me reminds me of oversized clothing. I don't see the point. About the laces, I think they are almost perfect. Good elasticity, it's not too much. I like it this way. And the thickness is just great, to be honest. The tips are rugged. The materials on this tongue, they are nothing fancy, but I wish it was wider, this tongue, and I will show you why in just a few minutes. I also find it that the padding is a bit too much in my opinion. I don't think it was needed this much, but where the holes are made for the laces, we can see they are reinforced with some plastic there. Only this little strap, I don't like it there because it's not very well stitched, so I don't think it will last very much, to be honest. And finally, I will leave here the sizing for the insole and the sole. For those that they want to check two different sneakers or more of them, they can open different videos and compare them in parallel, you know, for extra info if you need. For me, this pair was true to size. I find that I have inside plenty of space. They are wide enough. I can't complain about this one. They are just on point made on this regard. Here we can see the weight on them. It's just about the same like Ultraboost 22 that we seen this year, and many others, Ultraboost 20 or 5 or 1, more or less the same, you know, no big differences here. Here in the shot we can see how are my feet in comparison with these insoles, how is my instep also, and the arch. I have to say that my feet, they are a bit more wider than regular, or I start to think, because I'm keep doing these videos with Ultraboost which are narrow sneakers in comparison with others. So in my opinion, if you have narrower feet than most of the people, you should go half size down, and if you have regular or slightly wider, you can keep your size in these sneakers. This shot is made in real time because I wanted to show you how easy or hard it is to get them on my feet. These sneakers have a good opening, but I didn't like it, this tongue. It's too narrower, and somehow it keeps bending inside. You'll see it a bit better in few moments. Like I said, I find it a bit frustrating get these sneakers on my feet. I always have to spend more time, keep adjusting that tongue to stay in the place where it should be. A little bit more stitching would have resolved the problem, but I think it's made only on the center of the tongue, and that's why the rest of it is bending on the interior. So here I'm testing a bit this midsole. I have to say, for the price that they have a good comfort and good cushioning overall. The only thing that I didn't like it very much is that the material on that sole is too sticky. They remind me of suction cups, to be honest. About the upper, I will say that it's not very elastic, but at least it's very airy. I found it okay on that regard. And now some on-fit shots from a lower angle. Here we can see a bit better the silhouette and how big they look on my feet. So about the pros and cons. Well, for pros, I like the cushioning on these ones. I like the weight. They are not very heavy, so I like the upper, and I like the price. Now cons, well, first of all, I don't like the tongue. It's not well stitched there, and because of that it keeps bending towards interior, so it will take you more time to adjust it, and because of that I really don't like these sneakers, you know, because of that tongue. It's really frustrating. And the second one that I don't like it is the sole. That sole is very thin. I know they are cheaper than others, but maybe it's a better idea to add more money and buy a different pair of sneakers which have a thicker sole. These ones, they won't last too much. So think on that when you are pulling the trigger for these ones. For me, they were a bit more better in cushioning and comfort than Ultraboost 1, 5 and even 20. And that's a big thing to say, you know. That cushioning, that extra stack, it does make a difference, for me at least. Here we can see them in comparison with Ultraboost 19.5. No, they didn't beat these ones, if you are wondering that. Although those have less stack, they are still good in cushioning, and they are even better than this SOLARGLIDE 5 2022. Here I'm trying to illustrate that the midsole that you see outside is not the same that you find on the interior. So outside is oversized and on the interior is not exactly the same for few different reasons. One of them is obviously you have to remember that you have inside an insole and that will take space, so the midsole from outside, it won't be the same on the interior. And the other one is to these sneakers, they don't have any reflective materials. I didn't find in both models. I wish they were having, because they only give security for the user, but unfortunately they don't have. The sole is much better on 19.5. Obviously it's thicker, it's not as sticky as the one from SOLARGLIDE 5. About the cushioning, like I said, this Ultraboost 19.5 has a better cushioning in my opinion. The comfort is just about the same on both of them. The difference in price is quite a big difference, to be honest. 140 euros versus 200 euros. About the upper, well, they are different. The one from SOLARGLIDE is a bit thinner and not as elastic as the other one, but also is much more airy, and I like it that. And I feel that I had more space inside with these green sneakers than with the other ones from Ultraboost. On the other side, the other one, it doesn't have this kind of tongue. They are soft fit, so they will adjust to your feet very well. They are elastic, and overall they are a better quality, to be honest. The Ultraboost will last much more because they have a thicker sole, better materials overall, so that's normal, you know. It has a bigger price, obviously. So my final thoughts: I like this SOLARGLIDE, but they have few problems, and those are the tongue and the sole. Now, if you want to save some money and give them a try, otherwise I recommend you to go for Ultraboost on outlets at a smaller price. I think those are a better buy, in my opinion, a better value for money. I will end here this video. If you have any questions, please let me know. Don't forget to subscribe because it's so important for me. Thank you very much for watching and have a nice day.